American Latino athletes, presented by McDonald's.
My style is pretty aggressive, actually. I'm not like the smoothest kind of kayaker. I'm more of like the, dropping the big waterfall and just, super aggressive kind of style. Hey, this is Rafa Ortiz from Mexico City, and I'm a professional whitewater kayaker. So kayaking is a very diverse sport. There's a part of it that goes to the Olympic Games, and that's slalom, and it's basically racing. There's also other parts that are related to freestyle and doing tricks and waves. But what I do mostly is just focus on descending really hard rivers, really steep rivers with big waterfalls. So I was born in Mexico City, and I've always lived really far from the river. It was by chance that my dad bought a ranch on the East Coast where a lot of the rivers in Mexico are. So I started river rafting when I was really young. And then eventually I got a kayak for a birthday present, and I jumped in the kayak, and there was no one really to teach us. It was all kind of self-taught, I guess. And I originally started doing freestyle, but then I realized that where I was from, Mexico, all those rivers on the East Coast are really shallow rivers, and they're not really ideal for freestyle. So after being kind of frustrated trying to do that, I realized that the forte from where I was from is the waterfalls. This is just about the most gorgeous river I know in the world, right here. Recently, we did the first competition ever on big waterfalls. We called it Rey del Rio. And on southern Mexico, we have the Agua Azul River, which is one of the only sections where in the world where you could have a competition like this. We had a 20-foot waterfall leading into a 50-foot waterfall, leading into a 40-foot waterfall. And basically the competition, we grabbed the 25 best kayakers and we put them in there. No time, they could do it, and as long as they wanted, all they had to do is progress the sport.
From photos and satellites, the place looks like a playground. But the only way to know what was actually there was to go.
I've always, ever since I started, it was always about breaking a world record, and trying to, I think anytime you do a sport professionally, when you get to that point when you're pushing it, it's always in your mind, how can I progress it, right? It's a whole art actually that comes to it. It's not just getting to a waterfall and letting yourself tomahawk on the way down, there's a lot of studying that goes involved with it. Some waterfalls even take a couple of years to prepare and to study to be able to run them. The moment on itself, you get there and it's really the coolest thing in kayaking, getting to the lip of a waterfall and just getting to that place right there, as soon as this acceleration starting to fall down, and it all happens, it's all such an intense moment right there, and then you start accelerating and it's so exciting and so much focus in that moment, and you can pause time right there. You can actually see the little drops of water falling right next to you, and yeah, it gives me the goosebumps for sure. I've had a bunch of stitches all over my face. I've hurt my shoulders, I've hurt my back. But kayaking is a pretty safe sport.